The latest Bitcoin hack has now been linked to more than $100 million in high-confidence Coldcard losses. That sounds catastrophic. It is only fourth place. Though I spent what felt like 67 hours verifying Bitcoin's biggest losses. The score is the dollar value of the Bitcoin at the time of the loss, not today. No DeFi bridges, no altcoins, no exit scams. Bitcoin was the asset being stolen. And after every hack, we give Bitcoin 6 seconds to defend itself. Number 5, Bitfinex, August 2016, roughly $72 million. A year earlier, during a separate outage, users were already asking support if they were being doxxed. For that 2015 outage, support said customer funds were fine. They were. Then August 2016 happened. Ilya Lichtenstein got into Bitfinex's network. From inside, he fraudulently authorized more than 2,000 transfers into a wallet he controlled. About 119,754 Bitcoin, about $72 million then. Then Bitfinex did something unusually social. It spread the loss across customer accounts. The thieves picked the accounts, Bitfinex split the bill. To Bitfinex's credit, the BFX tokens issued for those losses were fully redeemed or converted within 8 months. Bitcoin didn't get hacked, Bitfinex's exchange network did. Number 4 jumps past $100 million, with the victim's wallet completely offline. Number 4 is the reason we're making this now, Coldcard with at least 1,596 Bitcoin tracked at high confidence. And the scope still is not fixed. A suspected fourth wave could push the total toward 2,000 Bitcoin, around $130 million. Coldcard is a hardware wallet. The sales pitch is simple: keep the signing key away from the internet. But before a device can protect a private key, it has to create one. Coldcard expected seed randomness from hardware. A built-in link mistake routed one path somewhere else. That path could resolve to Yasmerang, a deterministic general-purpose pseudo-random generator. That did not make every seed instantly crackable. It made the search space much smaller under the right constraints. CoinKite's preliminary estimate was about 40 bits on older devices and about 72 on later affected models. Users who added at least 50 good private dice rolls supplied independent entropy outside this specific failure. So the optional paranoid dice roll turned out to be the least paranoid option in the room. And fixed firmware does not heal an old seed. The weak randomness is already baked into that key. Bitcoin wasn't even involved when the mistake happened. The failure happened when the key was born. Number 3 jumps to $308 million. Its opening move is a job interview. Number 3, DMM Bitcoin, Japan, May 2024, $308 million. Early English headlines said more than $300 million of Bitcoin had leaked. That was mostly translation. The FBI later used a much less watery word, theft. The FBI attributed the operation to North Korea's trader activity. The opening move was a fake recruiter on LinkedIn contacting an employee at wallet company Jinko. The pre-employment test was a malicious Python script hosted on GitHub. The employee copied the code to a personal GitHub page, and the attackers compromised the machine. Months later, stolen session cookie information let them impersonate that employee. That opened Jinko's unencrypted communication system, where DMM transaction requests were being handled. The FBI says they likely manipulated a legitimate DMM request and redirected 4,502.9 Bitcoin. 4,502.9 Bitcoin, $308 million. The attack surface included a recruiter, Python homework, and a session cookie, very normal corporate stuff. Bitcoin accepted a validly signed transaction. The workflow that produced it was compromised. Number 2 is Mt. Gox. Number 2, roughly $473 million reported missing at bankruptcy. Yes, Mt. Gox came from Magic, the Gathering online exchange. Then it became the biggest Bitcoin exchange in the world. Early crypto had range. By February 2014, withdrawals froze, the site disappeared, and the company filed for bankruptcy. It reported 850,000 Bitcoin missing, 750,000 customer coins, plus 100,000 of its own. At the time, that was about $473 million. About 200,000 Bitcoin were later found, so reported missing is the honest ranking label. Mt. Gox blamed transaction malleability, a real Bitcoin transaction quirk. Researchers checked the blockchain and found no widespread malleability attack big enough to explain the loss. Years later, U.S. prosecutors alleged attackers had unauthorized access to Mt. Gox servers. The indictment says roughly 647,000 Bitcoin were stolen from 2011 through at least May 2014. The old community joke survives: when one website dies, you do not file the bug against the World Wide Web. The missing money story points back to exchange security, servers, controls, and operations. Bitcoin gets another alibi, and number 1 is more than 7 times bigger and was hidden for years. Number 1, LuBian, an apparent $3.5 billion Bitcoin theft from December 2020. LuBian was a major mining pool, controlling almost 6% of Bitcoin's hash rate at its peak. Arkham says more than 90% of its Bitcoin moved out on December 28. The cluster contained 127,426 Bitcoin, worth about $3.5 billion then. In pizza day money, LuBian lost about 25 pizzas. In 2020 money, $3.5 billion. Arkham says another roughly $6 million in Bitcoin and US left a LuBian address the next day. On December 31st, LuBian moved the remaining 11,886 Bitcoin to recovery wallets. And then nothing public, neither LuBian nor the apparent attacker announced a hack. Arkham reconstructed the event in August 2025, almost 5 years later. There was one strange clue: LuBian had sent 1,516 on-chain messages asking for the funds back. That is one way to discover Bitcoin has a messaging feature. It cost 1.4 Bitcoin and apparently got no reply. Arkham thinks weak private key generation may have made LuBian's keys brute forceable. May have. That attack path is not settled fact, and the story became even messier in October 2025. The U.S. government now holds about 127,271 Bitcoin that DOJ ties to alleged Prince Group fraud. That case is still being fought over by more claimants than you would expect. The legal story is not finished. So number 1 ends differently. Bitcoin still was not breached, but the surrounding failure is not cleanly settled yet. 5 Bitcoin hacks: exchange network, key generation, employee workflow, exchange operations, and 1 disputed mega drain. Bitcoin protocol: 5 accusations, 0 proven protocol breaches. Which is not as comforting as it sounds. A secure protocol cannot save you if somebody steals your key, or generates the key badly, or compromises the company and workflow allowed to move it. So yes, call it a Bitcoin hack in the title, just know where the hack actually was. Bitcoin can be completely fine, your Bitcoin can still be completely gone. If you want more videos about crypto and the finance world, subscribe and tell me in the comments what you want to hear about next. I promise I read everyone, unlike the people who got 1,500 messages from LuBian.